I'm Lisa Evers, and this is Street Soldiers.
Fox 5 and Hot 97 present Street Soldiers with Lisa Evers.
From country music to the Caribbean and pop to hip-hop, music categories aren't what they used to be. Artists are mixing it up like never before. But is this a creative revolution or category confusion? Lil Nas X's chart-busting hit Old Town Road became famous seemingly overnight when it was initially rejected as a country song. Its true music DNA is complex, says multi-platinum music producer Amadeus.
To merge hip-hop, trap hip-hop, you know, with that southern swag, it was just dope.
Amadeus says while they're vastly different, Old Town Road has a few sounds in common with a Cardi B mega hit.
The elements that are in the drums with Old Town Road, the kick drum, the clap, the 808, also exists in, you know, a record like Cardi B's Bodak Yellow, where you have the kick drum, you have the 808, and the 808 is that sound, the kick drum that just gives you the bass feel.
Mixing music genres is nothing new. Summer 2018's monster hit Despacito had pop icon Justin Bieber on a bilingual remix with Latin superstar Luis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee. Rock Nation artist Casanova was well known as a Brooklyn rapper with real street cred when he took a chance on a new collaboration and reached out to Afrobeats artist DeVito and Tory Lanez. The result is their genre-defying international smash hit, 2 a.m.
Me personally, I think anything is possible for me, and don't put me in that hardcore rap section. Put me in all type of sections, because that's what I'm going to do from now on.
French Montana's hit with African artist Sway Lee, Unforgettable, is part of a growing international trend which is expanding the hip-hop genre, says Hot 97 music executive Titi Torrez.
Everybody's looking at hip-hop. Hip-hop is the most popular sound. It is pop culture. Hip-hop is popular culture. Everybody wants a piece of it. It's the biggest selling genre of music right now.
One thing's for sure, music fans can't get enough. Let's find out what our panel has to say. Joining me is Amadeus. He's a multi-platinum music producer, Trey Songz music director, and he's produced for over 90 big-name artists, including Chris Brown, 50 Cent, and J-Lo. Amadeus, great to have you with us.
Glad to be here, Lisa.
Thank you so much. Also joining us is Titi Torrez. She's a Hot 97 music executive and multimedia personality. Titi, great to have you with us.
Thanks for having me back, Lisa.
Thank you. Awesome to have you back. Also joining us is Rock Nation hip-hop artist Casanova 2X. His latest single is So Brooklyn. His international smash hit, which he just finished promoting in London, 2 a.m., features DeVito and Tory Lanez. Casanova, great to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Titi, I want to start with you on this. In terms of these music genres, we hear a lot about, well, there's pop, there's rock, there's hip-hop. People argue about what's really rap, and is rap hip-hop and all these things. Why do these music genres even matter?
I think they don't. I think what you're experiencing right now is hip-hop. You know, it's just different forms of hip-hop. You know, hip-hop is now the #1 genre of music. Everybody wants to get into it. All the kids in the suburbs are listening to it. You know, hip-hop started in the ghetto, in the hood. Now you have hip-hop so worldwide that it's now in the suburbs and everybody wants a piece of it. But there really isn't a genre inside hip-hop. I mean, of course, you got your Caribbean flavors and stuff like that, but it's all hip-hop at the end of the day. You just have different types of sounds.
Casanova, what about you? When 2 a.m. came out, like, people know you for, like, the hardcore raps, the street sound, the classic, like, I don't want to call it classic because it makes it sound, you know, from back in the day, but just like the core, like a core hip-hop fans hip-hop, you know, rap. And then you come out with 2 a.m., you got DeVito, you got Tory Lanez, it's a whole different sound. How did your fans react to that?
I think my hardcore fans was like, that's not it. But I was kind of like struggling between making it and not making it. But after I did the song, walking in Africa and people know who I am, I'm like, you know what? Forget my hardcore fans, because y'all might not even stream my record anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I love it, and I'm going to continue to do records like that. Like, I just went to London and started making some moves with other people, especially gigs. I love it because it's a different feel, and Afrobeats make you want to move. Like
It
everybody
does,
don't want
totally.
to shoot nobody every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you want to
Be happy.
You want to vibe.
Yeah.
You
So
just
I
wanna
think
party.
Afro beats and Caribbean music, it's just a vibe. Hip hop by itself is just a vibe. You know what I'm saying? So you get to listen to me and Casanova, and you get to listen to the
You get the
2
street
a.m.
tough.
to want to chill. You know what I'm saying?
You get the whole range like that. But what made you want to branch out like that when you first? Because we talked about this at Summer Jam. What made you want to really try something different? That was it was daring for you at that point.
Truthfully,
Yeah.
to be honest,
Yes, please.
I was like, I'll make punch you in your face, knock your teeth out, and you know, teacher will tell you like they love it, but it's like the police, the stigma,
Everything
like-
that comes with that.
it's just like
Too much of a burden.
a kid makes punch you in your face, knock your teeth out. It's like, whoo, we love it, yeah, book him, bring him, embrace him. I make that, it's like, leave him where he's at. We don't want him here with the violent crowd. So I just try to do something different, you know what I'm saying? And it did work because it got me out the country, you know what I'm saying? So now it's like, all right, he can make music. He's not just trying to punch somebody in the face, or he's not trying to shoot somebody, because I think I'm just too believable. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, that's because you actually have a story. You're the real deal.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
That you went
so
through that.
You went through that. So when you make records like that, you're not talking from an inexperienced rapper. You're talking from someone that actually lived that life at one point in his life, but then you outgrew that person you were.
And you're more true to where you're at now with your life, right?
Right.
Which
Yeah.
is having the music. What about Amadeus? What about the sound like this? The crossing genres, like the Old Town Road. People were, wait a minute, what is this? Is this hip hop? There are hip hop DJs saying, I'm not playing that song. Then we had him on the Summer Jam. He was on the Summer Jam stage, and everybody's rocking the cowboy hats. I mean, how do you look at that from your point of view as a producer?
I mean, as a musician and as a producer, music is music, and it's a feeling, it's a feel. And I love the fact that Casanova took that opportunity, that chance to create something new. There's no rules. There's no rules to making music. There's no right or wrong. It's just a feeling. And like you said, it's a feeling. And oftentimes we focus too much on, like you said, the genres and what'll work and what's not going to work, and we don't focus on what are you feeling at this moment. So as a producer, I'm supposed to go in the studio with Casanova and say, play him some music, play him some beats, give him a different vibe, give him a different vision. If you do this record right here, this will take you to Africa. You do this record, this will take you to London. And that's what it's about. I'm from the Bronx. I'm from the birthplace of hip hop, and when I first started producing, it was hard. It was heartbeats and samples and Busta Rhymes and Remy and boom bap. And I wanted to grow, and I wanted so much more for myself, and started really including the instrumentation and including what I've learned in school and what I've learned in church. I'm a church boy. I'm a church musician. You know what I'm saying? And then once I included the instrumentation, now it's different. Now it goes from Busta Rhymes to Justin Bieber, and The Game to Trey Songz and Chris Brown. So like I said, there's no rules. Create what you feel, create what you love, and I feel like that's what connects with the audience and makes you worldwide as an
What
artist.
about that? And the fans clearly embraced Casanova's 2 a.m. when he made that move.
Yeah, absolutely. Casanova and I have had discussions about music. I actually sent him a record one time, and he's like, nah, that's too soft for me. You remember that? I'm never going to let you live that down.
No.
But
Not to cut you off, but that's how stuck in a box I was. You know what I'm saying?
And that New York mentality.
It was just like, this is me. I'm a hoolie.
Right.
I at one point in time, I still don't got a girl record to this day. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to fix that. Like, I don't have, when I say girl record, like a female singing on a record with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was so stuck in that phase, like, nah, I want.
dark.
But everybody saw something different in me.
Right.
And thank you for the people that kept pressuring me. You know what I'm saying? Like especially TT, like, nah, I'm telling you, I feel this. And I'm just like, I was so scared of it. Because I'm like, that don't even sound like.
But to his point, though, I understand that because you have to have a balance to feed your underbelly why you are trying to get to this level.
And that's,
because you can't just negate your underbelly.
You can't just be who you are.
Right.
You have to add to it without eliminating
without erasing that, because at the end of the day, those people were there from you from the very beginning.
From the jump,
and those people are going to be with you either when you're super hot or when you're cold. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to neglect them, because they're
those
fans for a reason. I think as an artist, you got to really find that balance. And, you know, when I'm in studios and I'm hearing artist music and I'm like, you know, talking to them about their projects or whatever, you know, one of the things I always say is don't go too far left from who you are. You know what I mean? Because that's why people love you.
Right.
So don't get caught up in, oh, I gotta make it what it is now. Like, yeah, you know, balance yourself. You know what I mean? Find that nice female rocking record, and then go ahead and get your stuff
and
off
then
with
get it
that.
going. Okay, we gotta take a short break, but we're gonna talk about. But it also comes back to the music genres, because it's your identity and where people find you and where new people find you. We're gonna talk about that when we come back. This is Street Soldiers.
We make people pay attention to them.
Yes.
Because we are more popular.
Yes.
And they want to be more like us.
TT, in terms of the artists and in terms of how they look at themselves, is New York missing the boat with these?
Absolutely not. I think people give New York such a hard time, but New York artists have always been trendsetters, and the hottest rappers that run the game, you always gonna have a New Yorker in there. Like Cardi's from the Bronx, like, you know what I mean? Jay-Z, who everybody looks up to, is from Brooklyn. Like, you know,
see how she bounced that? That was
some of the, you know, best artists come out of New York.
Exactly.
Because like I said, because we have such a melting pot of culture.
Right.
So we're exposed to a lot more here.
Yeah, we are.
And when you go to like Middle America and stuff like that, and you start to travel, you'll see like it's no other place outside of New York
that's like this.
That's like this.
But let me talk about the sounds. Amadeus, in terms of these genres, and I hope you can explain this so that those of us who are not musically talented can understand with the beats and all this stuff. But are there certain is there a certain range of sounds within hip hop that most hip hop fans will still like and will still recognize? Or is it like after this, you know, Old Town Road, these types of songs, is it anything goes right now? Like what makes it hip hop?
They all have the same. Excuse me. They all have the same elements. Like the Old Town Road still has an 808. It still has the same
and what's
drums.
The 808?
Is the boom, the real fat sound you hear in the club.
The drum bass.
You know what I'm saying? So it has the 808 sounds that you would have in the Cardi B, Bodak Yellow. So the same kick, same.
So, wait,
same
you're saying
drum.
the same beat that's in Bodak Yellow.
If you played
the
Bodak,
808, like
the 808,
the boom, the bass,
the bass in it.
The
kick drum.
Kick drum. Okay.
Yeah. So the 808 you would put on top of the kick drum. So a kick drum will sound flat like that, but the 808 will be like boom, and it'll ring and it'll resonate in the club. So if you played Bodak Yellow and then played Old Town Road, you'll still get the same bottom and the same bass feel in both records. And one has the guitars on it, the bling, bling. There's a guitar strain that's happening on Old Town Road. That's different from, you know, Bodak Yellow. Bodak Yellow's keys.
What about with Casanova's smash hit, the 2 a.m., the beat
That's
in
more
that?
of the rhythm. You know what I'm saying? There's
a certain rhythm, right?
There's a rhythm to it. There's a feel to it versus So Brooklyn is just boom, 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 bap. But they both have the 808 in it. The 808 is necessary because it's what's giving you the bass and that rattle, that rumble that you feel in your cars, that rumble that you feel in the club.
And that's why artists be like, turn it up, make it kick.
Turn the bass up.
Yeah.
What can change the genre, like I said earlier, it's simple. It's chords, it's the instrumentation, there's guitars, there's live guitars on Old Town Road. There's not live guitars on Soul Brooklyn. There's 808 drums, there's keys. You know, he's hitting the lower register of the key. Dum, boom, boom. That makes it dark. That makes it moody. That makes you feel a certain kind of way.
Gives you that street fun.
Yeah, it's like dark. Old Town Road is like you're
exactly.
happy. You're wearing cowboy hats. You're like, ding. My kids sing that song. You know what I'm saying?
Now that you've been around, you talk about like you heard these different beats in Africa. What about in London? Because they've been.
That's what I was telling. That's what I said is with the Pop Smoke beat. They got so much different beats out there, and it's crazy. Their whole slang is crazy. And I think
Fashion.
fashion,
everything.
I think
Yeah.
it's a cheat code. And that's like a Drake cheat code. You know what I'm saying? It's a cheat code because once you're able to travel, you're able to absorb more and know more ways to be lit. So Drake could go to London and get them London beats because he's doing a UK tour
Right.
and be like, they're gonna hear this all over the world from me.
Right.
Yes.
So
Right.
you hear "Come Closer," like all of those is London UK vibes.
Oh, really?
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
it is.
And
Yes.
I'm just listening to these beats and listening to the radio in London, like,
But we make people pay attention to them.
Yes.
Because we are more popular.
Yes.
And they want to be more like us.
Just about to say that.
yes.
So they want the American culture, Americans to buy into their music. So they
Because we have such a
It's a
huge
huge
market.
Yes, just
So
like
they
that
wanna break
song.
over
What's
here.
that song? Nicki got it on. Just touched down in London. Dun, dun. Just touched down at the airport. Dun, 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 dun,
No,
dun.
that's
Megatron? No.
no. I know what you're talking about.
As soon as, like, it was dope where it was at, but then I think Nicki got on it. Everybody heard it over here.
But
Like, once a person from the United States that's lit gets on one of these records, it's amazing. Just like with
changes
the record with French Montana, the Sway Lee.
Don't forget about
That was
All right.
that's
Yes.
all Caribbean feel. That's all put you in the trends feel.
African.
But it was African.
Afrobeat is all that.
It's all that.
In
Like,
one-
like Beyonce's, when Beyonce did the album that she recently did for The Lion King, that's all African sound. She brought it back to the motherland. So what she did is put a spotlight on the motherland, which is Africa. But those sounds were already there. Those sounds is part of their culture.
Right.
So when you actually go out there and you travel and you experience that, like when I went over there, I'm like, yo, I can live there. Like it's such a
Beautiful.
sound and country.
And they
like,
live music.
What's the next big trend, or are we seeing what's happening right now?
I mean, it's always going to change. It's always going to evolve. You know, when I started 18 years ago, it was a totally different sounds than it is right now. So, like I said earlier, there's no rules. There's no right or wrong. You just create what you feel. And the more, you know, we mentioned you travel, the more you connect the dots, the more you collab, you know, it just broadens your horizons. If you get 5 producers in one room, that's 5 different ways to look at a song. If you get, you know, different songwriters working with different artists, we're all going to see it different ways, you know, so that's why I love collaborating. I love coming together with others just to get another approach on it. So it's always going to grow. It's always going to get bigger
Continue
and better.
and just evolve.
Yeah.
TT, what do you see? You talk about you've seen 3 to 5 year waves in your career as a music executive and on-air personality. What do you see? Do you see this international trend? Is this kind of like the beginning of it, or is this the
the
mainstreaming of it?
international trend is not going nowhere because the genre of music is just getting bigger and bigger. It's the #1 genre of music. So the influence of the music isn't going anywhere. It's about artists paying attention to it. And so once you open your eyes and you pay attention to it, then you begin to create on a whole nother level. And so when you're a talented artist, your mind turns in ways that most folks don't. Your creativity turns in ways that others don't. So you're going to continue to hear melodies and sounds that are going to trigger you to create on a whole nother level. So as long as you are disciplining yourself to stay the course of creating, you're always going to be a phenomenal artist.
Casanova, for you, what do you see ahead? You're talking about Caribbean projects, London projects, Afrobeats projects.
I see greatness for me, you know, because I get it. You just gotta get it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to be a gangster rapper. That's cool. I'm gonna give them that though, but I don't want to be that. I want to be international. I want everybody to know me because it feels great. It feels great to be getting treated like a king everywhere you go.
All right, and on that note, I want to thank you all for being with us. Amadeus, great to have you back on the show. Thank you so much. TT, great to
Thank
have you back
you.
also. And Casanova, thanks so much for making
Thank
time
you.
for us. We really, really appreciate it. And thank you for joining us for this episode of Street Soldiers. I'm your host, Lisa Evers. Remember, use your mind. It's your best weapon. I hope it's your only weapon. Let's push for peace.